Breath of the Wild is a game full of mystery, and with all the time put into this game, it's no wonder that there are so many secrets scattered around the world, leaving questions but very few answers. With the announcement for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel, many fans of the series have hoped to have some of these questions answered. One of these questions being the fate of the lost Zonai tribe. The first clues of this tribe's existence were given to us back in 2014. During the announcement trailer for Breath of the Wild, we see Zonai architecture in the form of owl statues. While we seem to have learned more about the mysterious tribes in the sun, there is still much we do not know. Who were the Zonai and why did they disappear? Alright, so this part may seem a little random, but I want to point out a very crucial detail about the Zonai ruins. There doesn't seem to be anything that resembles housing or settlement. Now, this may seem like a minor detail that doesn't really matter or mean anything, but when you build a game from the ground up, every detail matters. We know that Zonai made it through most of the development, so this isn't something that they thought in last minute. So let's try and think of some reasons why there isn't anything that resembles a settlement. The first thing that came to mind is the possibility that the Zonai are ancient Hylians. Hyrule Encyclopedia implies that Hylians used to be able to wield magic of some kind. In present-day Hyrule, Hylians cannot produce any form of magic at their own will. At most, they can use magic when it's in a powder form, which is an item that can be collected, not produced. Since the Zonai are rumored to be magic wielders, that would mean for this theory to work, they would have to have existed before Hylia sent the Hylians to the sky. This somewhat lines up with the Zonai's culture since they worshipped a water dragon, but I'm going to have to shoot this theory down. Just look at the structures from the era of the sky. They seem to be a lot more older than the structures that the Zonai created. In fact, the only structures that from the era of the sky that aren't completely unrecognizable are found in very specific places under very specific circumstances. Structures like this would likely have collapsed, and while it is possible that some of the ruins were preserved by the Hylians, like how the Temple of Hylia was preserved, repurposed, and turned into the Temple of Time, while the Zonai ruins aren't nearly as old as the ruins from the era of the sky, it is clear that the Zonai ruins have been abandoned for a very long time. I mean, you can't grow a tree like this to this size from the royal family's holy grounds in only 100 years. So we got that possibility out of the way. Now, I will be honest, I could spend literally hours pitching different theories as to who the Zonai were. I mean, the tribe's name is literally an anagram for the word mystery. And to be honest, I really don't think there is a right or wrong theory about the Zonai. So this is what I think the Zonai were. When I was trying to come up with a theory about the Zonai, I thought of a question. What if the Zonai never belonged in Hyrule? I know that seems like a silly question, but it surprisingly has some evidence behind this. For starters, some of the ruins in the trailer do seem older than others, almost as if they were built at a different time. Like the people who built these ruins left out for a period of time and then returned. But then we need to ask the question, what made the Zonai leave? Well, if you remember, there was a certain group that built weapons for the Hyrulean royal family, the Sheikah. And if you have played Breath of the Wild before, then you know that the Sheikah technology was meant to be stored underground, where the Zonai presumably lived. Looking at the Zonai ruins with this in mind, things look a lot more clear. The Zonai built structures to train their warriors and to threaten the royal family. So, with this evidence we have gathered, let's try to piece together a story. The Zonai were people of the underworld. They were powerful magic wielders and skilled warriors, but their existence was unknown to the people of Hyrule. until one day the people of Hyrule decided to use their technological advancements to protect its people. When storing these weapons underground, they discovered the Zonai, but rather than respect the Zonai's territory, they forced the Zonai above ground to make room for their trials. This angered the Zonai and they tried to fight back on the surface. They built training grounds for one-on-one combat. They built dragon heads over the places that were important to the royal family to show dominance. They built tall towers to imitate the people of Hyrule. They even went as far as to build structures to lure in Hyrulean soldiers, only to cast it into darkness, capturing the people inside. But even with these movements the Zonai were making, it was nothing compared to the technology of the Sheikah and divine power of the royal family. And that's where Ganondorf comes in. Ganondorf admired the Zonai's ability to use magic, and he knew that they would be a key to unlocking great power. So he made a deal. Ganondorf promised the Zonai that he could help them reclaim a fraction of the underworld, in exchange for the help in creating the Calamity. The Zonai instantly agreed. They could take back their home for the price of a world they didn't even want to be in. And so the deal went forward. Ganondorf helped the Zonai reclaim the underworld, and the Zonai helped Ganondorf achieve a power that he always wanted, the power of the Calamity. The Zonai sealed the entrance underground, ensuring that the Sheikah wouldn't come back for revenge. While the Hyruleans saw the Zonai as savage and warlike, this is probably how the Zonai saw the Hyruleans. To this day, the Zonai still live underground. They've built more structures since then and are living in peace. But something tells me they won't be too happy when they find a member of the royal family of Hyrule trespassing on their territory. And that's my theory on who I think the Zonai were before Hyrule. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I understand I haven't been uploading that much recently, and I apologize for that. The upload schedule is probably going to be more rocky this month, but I will try to get consistent again. Also, who do you think the Zonai were and where they came from? Let me know in the comments below. I love hearing what you guys have to say. And with that being said, I'm Mass Majora, and I'll see you later.